No.
So, Zero Interest Season 3, Episode 10 of RWBY, named Battle of Beacon, alternative title, It Got Worse. Alternative title, It Got Worse a Lot.
So, yeah, Grimm are everywhere. Yang's freaking out because she doesn't know where Ruby is, and nobody knows where Ruby is. And the only people who do know where Ruby is have no way to communicate with the outside. So, Yang's going to go into action. Weiss and Blake are like, yeah, we need to go to the docks and do our job.
1 second. Okay, and we're back. So, Weiss and Blake are at the fairgrounds because they didn't go to the match.
Yeah.
So, they're like, this is terrible. This is like worst case scenario shit. Let's go do our jobs.
So they go out and they try to do their jobs, and Yang is freaking out because she doesn't know where Ruby is, and it's bad. It is bad.
Pretty bad.
People are running around and screaming and getting attacked by Grimm, which only attracts more Grimm. And
yep. So after that all happens, Ruby is still basically paralyzed with sadness.
she is dead-eyed and staring at the ground on her knees, and I felt awful when I saw that.
And Pyrrha is pretty much the same way.
And
the rest of her team are begging for her to move because the Nevermore is about to crash through the ceiling.
And so Jean obviously, is like, okay, I'm going to run up and I'm going to snap her out of myself. And before he gets to her, the Nevermore breaks through, and
them both flying.
But thankfully, Ruby springs into action using Penny's sword and stops it.
So good.
I know, it's a really good moment.
Ruby? Leave her alone!
And then all the lockers from all the participants slam into the Nevermore's back.
Back of it and the wings. A couple of them in the head.
And then, which was a really inventive use of that. And they go and grab their weapons, and you've got your little army now. And they take care of the Nevermore in a really cool way. And Pierre's like, I'm sorry, Ruby. And Ruby's like, no, it's not your fault. I know it's not your fault for certain. And Jean interrupts and he's like, yeah, it's not your fault. It's the person who's on the radio or who's on the comms, and that person is speaking. They're the one behind all this. So let's go get them. And he hands her weapons. And yay! We got our team.
And they're all ready to go fight whatever Grimm come into the stadium. And then they get interrupted by...
Yeah, the Griffins show up.
Yeah. Then
And
the
then
best
Teacher
teachers in
Duo.
the world show up and are like,
We got this.
we got this, go... There are
Like-
other things that you can be doing. Help the
This will be
people and stuff.
a day that will go down in Remnant's history. I'd like to see you guys live to tell it, And so they go and they take care of it. Everybody's got their weapons.
One last match party.
And Ironwood is like going solo against some Grimm. And he is strong. Like physically, he is very strong. That might be his semblance. I don't know.
It's not been
Because
confirmed.
he blocks. Because he blocks that Grimm's hand with like one hand, and he picks it up and throws it. And yeah, don't mess with Ironwood. So Ironwood's like, he meets up with him, and he's like, "Hey, I need to go. One of my ships has been taken. I need to go fix that." I will see all you guys later.
Also, Deagle, motherfucker.
Yeah. He's like,
It's his weapon.
he's like,
It's a
you
gun.
can. Yeah, I know, it's great.
It's not
great.
also a gun. It's just a fucking gun.
Yeah, it's just a gun. He's like, you can stay or you can go. I won't blame if you go, but I need to go deal with this. So he gets on his plane, and meanwhile we go over to Roman and Neapolitan, and the villain pair of the week.
The fun villains, let's call them. There are the asshole villains and the fun villains. These are the fun villains.
As evidenced by Roman being
this button.
An explosion. Ooh.
Yeah. And this one. An entire troop complement of fucking robots drops out of the fucking bay.
He's like,
nothing. Okay.
And then Neo hands him the phone, and he hands him the scroll, and he's like, and what does this do? And he puts it in, and hey, Red Queen shows up, and now all the robots are under their control.
Yeah. Remember when I said alternate title? It got worse? Yeah.
Yeah. We got an Execute Order 66 going on here, where all the robots are now turning on all the hunters and huntresses and shooting at them as well. And hey, Ironwood's in a ship completely by himself with just robots. And they shoot the ship down. So Ironwood is most likely dead. If he's not, then he is one tough SOB. But we haven't seen him technically die, so it's more than likely he's alive.
Well, by that logic, Travis Willingham is still alive too.
Yeah, he is. Obviously.
God damn it. I mean, no, I like that guy. He's cool. Lucky bastard.
So RWBY is like, no, I'm not going on this flight with you guys. I gotta go fix this. And she runs over, gets on the locker, programs it, and flies on it as like a makeshift ship. And it's great. And she crashes into Roman's ship, and she's like, all right, I'm going to deal with this. And Neo's like, could you just handle that? And Neo's like,
go see what that is.
Yeah, and Neo's more than happy to.
I don't know why I quote the lines. I know the lines, but why do I quote them when I'm just going to put the clip in?
Because you really like the lines.
I do like the lines. I like doing the lines.
So then, meanwhile, on the ground, Weiss and Blake are fighting, and they go and they split up, and Blake sees through the window in the burning building there's Adam, and he's like, hello, darling.
Yeah. I said like a couple of episodes ago that he was affecting a David Boreanaz type thing. Like, he played Angel, which was a Buffy character, vampire with a soul. So he's a good guy until he loses his soul. Then he is the creepiest, most terrifying motherfucker in existence. This is what he's doing. He is... Yes, there is affection there, but it is very, very tainted. So that's what he's going for, and he's doing it quite well.
And so things are ending up really bad. This is all being recorded, by the way, by Mercury, this is a pretty good fear-mongering propaganda video if you're going to get one.
Yep, basically they're selling the line that Atlas is declaring war on Vale. And considering they've hacked all of the robots, so it looks like Atlas forces are attacking Vale.
Yeah. It's... And Ironwood's not going to be around to say otherwise.
So, yeah, we also get the villain character's perspective on this. Cinder is smug as always. Mercury is totally down for the slaughter and mayhem and horror,
but Emerald is more
recalcitrant about it. Yeah,
I almost feel bad for them, and I feel like she actually does feel bad for them, but she can't say that in this particular situation.
She was the street rat saved from nothing, and she has great affection for the one who saved her. But she's not a monster.
Beautiful.
It's almost sad.
It's horrendous. Focus on the Elysian Nights.
Oh, I'm getting all of it.
Good.
Like, you compare that to Mercury, who killed his own father and has a pretty messed up backstory, and he loves murder and mayhem.
Yeah, he was taught to kill before the whole situation with his dad came to a head. That was what he was trained for his whole life. So he's been steeped in that since he was very young. It's nothing new to him. He is in his element.
Yeah. So, not really good situation to be in that town. And Ozpin gets his cane. He's about to go out and deal some damage. Then the ground shakes.
Remember how I said the alternate title was It Gets Worse a Lot?
Ground shakes again, and a mountain bursts open, and here comes the Grim Dragon.
Yeah. Also, Goodwitch says, "Oh no," before it happens, which implies that they knew about it. That there was a dragon in that mountain the whole time, the one that's right next to the city.
Well, that's actually it was actually pretty far away from the city. It was like in a ruined town outside of the city's walls. So I'm guessing they sealed it away or trapped it there because they couldn't actually beat it. And it woke up, and now it's spawning Grim, and it's coming to. Yeah, Beacon is not going to recover from this easily, or at all, even maybe.
This is every part of the villain's plan succeeding. This is the superheroes batting a 0.
This is a literal catastrophe, and I don't. Can you even continue the school storyline with this? Like, it's such a break, like, from everything that we've known up till now. Of no.
Well, not really. What we've known until now is that the Grimm are a world-spanning threat and could destroy civilization at any moment. What we know now is that the Grimm are a world-spanning calamity that could end it in the span of a second. I mean, in a sense of what we've known so far in the series is, oh, hey, school series, you guys will be hunters when you're ready. You guys will be able to, handle these things, but we gotta go through school first. I don't know how you can keep up the school life aspect of this at all, and I don't think they're going to. And if they are, it's going to be in a completely different way. Even if they defeat that dragon, even if they defeat all the Grimm, Atlas is going to think it's at war, at the very least. And further than that, the amount of damage and the amount of people who are already dead, probably, just from what's happened so far, tens of thousands at least.
It's not something that Beacon's going to recover from. And I don't know, maybe they're going to go to Vacuo and go to school there. I don't know. But I don't think Beacon is going to survive this.
Anyway, so to finish up the episode, Pyrrha sees Ozpin in the doors of the academy, and it's like, I've got to go. So she goes, and the rest of the team's like, what's she doing? And John says, I'll follow her. And then... yeah, great zoom shot, right the way a couple of buildings away where Cinder is watching very closely.
There is one way that, I guess, you can fix all this. And that is become the Fall Maiden and beat them all up and become a guardian and give people hope again. Which is what Pyrrha seems to be doing, is going with Ozpin of like, yeah, we need to do this now.
So, I am very tempted to spoil this right now. So, final thoughts?
It's good. Let's keep on going.
Okay. So that was Volume 3, Episode 10. We're doing these very quickly and not really expanding on them because we want to just get through them. Because, like I said, we're doing all these at once. But, we will do a more in-depth exploration once we get through a lot of the stuff that I don't want to talk about.
Once we're through, like, the final episode of the season, we might just have a little bit of an extended episode, like, after we see the final episode. After I see the final episode, where we can just talk about all the stuff that happened in more detail.
Yeah.
So,
because a lot of shit happened in this season.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thanks for watching. We'll be back in a few days with the next episode, which is Volume 3, Season 3.
Volume 3, Chapter 11, Heroes and Monsters.
That.
See you guys soon.